All right. We're here with another episode of the Austin Comedy Network podcast. Today we're joined by Stephen Young,
Stephen Owens.
Stephen Owens, and Philip. Oh,
yeah, you're close.
Phil.
Uh-huh.
Phil. Damn, I was just remembering it over and over again, and then I just happened to forget right at the beginning.
That's okay. I know we're close friends. It's Peter Jordan.
Peter Jordan.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's do that cut one more time. We have to do the intro right. All right, so we're here today with another episode of the Austin Comedy Network podcast. Today we're joined by Stephen Owens and Peter Jordan.
Hey, what's good?
Yeah, what's good, man? Thank you for having us.
Great. So you guys are friends of Celia. You guys are recently in from Phoenix, visiting Austin right now.
That's right.
Is this you guys' first time visiting Austin?
Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, never been here, so everyone seems to be flocking here. Figured, see what's going on.
Try it out for the first time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how's it been since you've been out here?
It's I know it's like kind of like the first time I've ever had sex.
Yeah.
I'm just a master at it. You know,
Yeah.
I know exactly what I'm doing.
It's ugly. It's over quick. Yeah.
Yeah, you got to be careful with who you have sex out here. He might think you're bringing home a beautiful woman and end up with, let's just say something that you didn't expect.
Yeah, a surprise, yeah.
A surprise box.
Yeah. Old school.
That's just a sword fight, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Swashbuckling.
Yeah, getting real medieval with it these days.
Uh-huh. It's only a flesh wound, Daddy. Just
So, in your time that you guys have been here, have you enjoyed the scene, like the comedy scene out here, in terms of the mics, showcases, etc.?
I mean, the vibe's good. It's good. It's like a budding LA scene, to me at least.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard to go off of since we've only had like a few days
Yeah.
to really get like a handle on anything. But I mean, looks like an exciting place to like do stand up.
It's cool. It's like stand up is popular. Like a lot of people show up to shows just to go, which is pretty cool. You're not doing like we did Creek in the Cave yesterday. And there's like 6 people there. So it was cool. It was fun. It was better than 0.
Yeah.
You know, but it was a good time. Yeah. I think the scene is fun. It's, you know, like a lot of comedians here, a lot of stuff for comedy. So it's cool. There's like support from the community. Sometimes in Phoenix it ain't really like that. You go to a show and like they don't want you there. Like they like you turning the TVs off to start a comedy show and they get all pissed. But no, I think it's cool. It's a cool scene.
Yeah, I mean, I can say from that show where it was a gong show, and the people don't like you, they will ring you off. And probably like 12 comedians. I'm number 7, and I was the first and only one to get gonged off.
That's
and,
right.
I think this is a testament to my talents. It's big, really shitty.
It's really a testament to the honesty in the audience. Is really what just keeping it 100 with you.
Yeah, that's one of the things, because we have so many shows and so many different mics. You know, with each one, there's always a unique way that they like to do it. You know, whether they run a gong show or lottery style draw, or you know, you do signups online, etc. You have so many different ways of getting access to getting on stage up here. And that's what Austin is really about. We don't have necessarily the best in terms of crowds for open mics. You know, I will say that particularly because there's so many bars and there's so many venues, and a lot of them are pretty big booked during the weekend. So during the weekdays, when it's their slow days, is when they'll let us host their our mics and stuff there. And for the most part, you know, it'll be 20, 30 comedians fluctuating in and out, and only several people in the crowd who are kind of confused on what the fuck is going on right now.
It's definitely an open mic. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like you sense that like that palpable dread, and nothing's even happened yet. It's like, oh, this is open mic, right here.
Yeah,
it's open mic for real.
Yeah, but sometimes mics like that are cool because you can go up there with like fuck it energy, which is nice. You know, you can either if you're like working out new shit or you can work on something else like you know, work the crowd or something that you aren't good at. It gives you an opportunity to do that.
True, like steals the nerves.
Shit, I'm sorry about that.
What's
Audio
wrong?
interference, whatever it is, it doesn't really matter. If it's not too bad, Patrick, just leave it. But So that kind of distracted me off my point. But so in your time in town, have you guys got to do anything interesting? Have you guys got to check out 6th Street?
Yeah. We were walking up and down 6th Street, and like basically we made a rule like anytime they gave us a deal for shots, we would go in and take a shot. And like every door is offering you a deal for shots, so
I was just about to say
we got
every door
fucked up. We got like, every door they're like $4 shots, and we look at each other, we're like, yeah, why not? Next door, $4 shots, we're like, fuck it, why not? Rules are rules, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, dude. Like in a place where it's like $20 to get a 6-pack of Bud Light, $4 shots is gold.
I know, that's
Yeah.
crazy. I tried to get a 6-pack, and they wanted like $17 for a 6-pack of Bud Light.
Oh yeah, that's how they work out here.
But a shot's $4. I was like, so you tell me I can black out for the same amount of money?
Once you cross that bridge and you get downtown, like past I-35, especially around the 6th Street area, like this place is designed to take tourist money. So I mean, nowhere else on earth is a slice of pizza. I mean, I'm sure other places, but other tourist places like
Oh man.
Yeah.
is a slice of pizza $6.75, and you see a line of 40 people
That's
drunk
wild.
in the middle of the night.
Oh, dude.
Oh, like-
Pizza that they have to heat up.
Oh, yeah. It was made yesterday.
Yeah, for pizza that you have to eat up.
Yeah, there's right across from like Creek in the Cave, around the corner is that little like Roach Coach
Food truck
food
area.
court thing.
Yeah.
And bro, everything like the cheapest thing there was like $6, and it was a plate of fries.
Yeah, and just the fries.
Just the fries. Like, you want ketchup, bro? That's $1 extra.
No,
Like,
for real. Like y'all doing it like Disneyland.
it's
out
wild, bro. Yeah.
Here. Yeah, even that little corn shop right there. I remember one of my first times out here, I went to the little corn place because I love elote. I grew up in Southern California.
Yeah.
So like I went to go get an elote, and the lady must have been like $6.50. I'm like, for an elote?
What?
I'm like,
That's outrageous.
I'm like, oh no, lady.
Yeah.
I'm like, come on now. You see my skin. Like, I'm
Yeah.
like, come on now.
Yeah.
She's like, I could do it for $5.
Yeah.
She's like, but no hot Cheetos. I'm like, I don't
No
even
hot-
need the hot
Yeah.
Cheetos.
See, but that's
what are you
that's
talking about right
that
now?
right there is how you know she's Mexican. She's willing to haggle. Like
Yeah.
all you had to say was like, "Come on." She goes. She knocked it down
No,
to
for
$5.
real. She's like, I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. But you know how we have to do it, son. That's the look
Yeah,
she gave me. She's like,
yeah.
you know how we have to do it.
Yeah.
All college students just drinking in the middle of the night, spending their parents' money. Of course. Why
I know.
not? Why? I mean, a bottle of water is $4 on 6th Street.
That's when you say popping bottles on 6th Street, it's you're opening up Kirkland cases of water is what you're doing. Yeah.
Alcohol, like house-made vodka, is like the cheapest thing you can get on 6th Street.
Yeah, everywhere they were out of vodka because we were taking shots. Yeah, and I would start at tequila. Some places were at tequila. I was like, hey, vodka, and then this guy's wet dream was whiskey.
Oh, dude. I live for the heartburn.
Yeah, this dude likes that dark liquor. I'm like, dude, I can't do that. And we just took like 4 shots of whiskey last night or something.
Yeah, I
Oh,
can't do
man.
dark liquor. Dark liquor turns me evil.
Yeah, me too.
That's how I be feeling.
Yeah.
Dark liquor is for sure evil.
This guy loves it. See, I'm like tequila, vodka, and then like anything else before dark liquor.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, like you got Everclear, like yeah, I'll slam that shit. You got rubbing alcohol? Let me drink some of that.
No, I remember the Everclear days. Everclear was like high school for me, like still in a bottle, I'd take a shot. Like, there's always that old drunk alcoholic that everyone knows.
Yeah.
Go run through his shit, grab me a little shot real quick. But I've never been like a huge drinker. Like smoking was such a big thing where I grew. Like weed's been legal since '96 in California. Like,
Yeah.
I didn't even meet any alcoholics until I really moved to the Midwest and the South and start really traveling a lot more. Just like in most towns throughout the U.S., the thing they do the best thing to do at night is go out to the bar and drink and like go out and have fun with your friends. But I never heard that at all growing up until like I was probably like 23 or something and moved here, and I'm like, let's go out to the bar like every night. I'm like, well, there is nothing really else. There's no
Yeah. There's no dispo. There's no
in the absence of dispensaries and like Knott's Berry Farm and going out to skiing and shit like that. I guess your only option
dude,
is
it's wild.
go
Like,
drink.
Yeah, nobody's trying to really like resolve their problems. We're all trying to forget. So whether it's weed or booze, it's like whatever's legal is what they're gonna do.
Yeah, everyone has their vice, isn't that
Yeah,
it?
yeah.
The truth of it. But you guys were both saying that you both grew up in Phoenix, right?
Mm-hmm.
Both born and raised there.
Yep.
What was that like? Is there any interesting things about Phoenix that people might not know? Because I mean, mostly what I hear is like I ask people like, oh, is there anything like particularly like interesting in Phoenix? Like, is there a reason that people go there besides business? Because like business is the thing for most big cities.
Mm-hmm.
You know, is there like a special park or anything? You know, and people are like, nah.
Nah, everything's real spread out. Like it's a giant city.
Uh-huh.
So like everything, you have to have a car. Like if you
Uh-huh.
don't, if you don't have a car, you're basically fucked.
Yeah.
And it's cool. Like growing up there, you see, like it changed a lot. So like everything, like a lot of people, especially during the pandemic, a lot of people from LA, a lot of people from other Midwest moved out there.
Uh-huh.
So in the last like 5 years, everything's just getting crazy. Like,
Yeah.
As far as rent, anything, like a gallon of milk is like almost $5 now. Like it's like is it cheaper to drive or is it cheaper to feed my son? Like I don't know.
Yeah, for real.
On the behalf of the Californians like me feeling poverty, I just like to truly apologize because they're living their best life.
Man,
out there.
they're thriving.
Because that's what I'm doing in Austin. They're like, all the Austins are like, man, fuck, everything's so expensive out. I'm like, really?
Yeah, yeah,
I feel like I just got to America.
yeah,
I be telling people now, like, I fled communism. I'm just,
yeah, for real, for real.
I'm like, it's a different environment out there. Like, it was very common in California to see like people sleeping. I mean, people like if an adult under 35 was moved out of the home, more than likely they had like 7 roommates. Like,
Oh yeah.
yeah, like that's super common. They all have EBT and they still all struggle to make rent because it's like $3,000 to live in a fucking studio in a nice area,
Yeah.
in a decent area, like not even nice, barely decent. And if you live in the hood, you'll still be paying, you know, $2,000 plus for a 1-2 bedroom and some apartments in the project. So
Yeah, no, it's I mean, it's not quite that dire in fucking Phoenix, but it's getting crazy. Like the same place I had like 8 years ago, I was paying like $600 for a 1-bedroom spot, and then the same place is going now for almost like $1,800. So between 15, and that's in like not even a decade. So like. And it happened all like right when COVID popped off. All these people just started moving. You just saw like it was a wild. You could see it in front of you every day. It was just like more and more people. It was wild.
Yeah,
it was
and
wild.
like you have like people from California coming down to Arizona and like just like buying cash. I'm like I can't even afford a house.
I know.
But I'm still mad. I'm like, how dare they?
Yeah.
That's a house that I'm dreaming of that I wish I could get.
And to them they're like, I guess we'll get this house. I'm like, are you kidding me? It's a nice ass house. Yeah.
I guess I'll throw down some money.
Yeah.
It's like some money. What the?
But I think it's like that everywhere.
Yeah.
Like I mean, the real issue is with everything is there's too many people on this earth. Is really what the fuck. Anywhere there's a problem, any problem we have on this earth, this common denominator is human beings are there.
yeah.
So it's like, whether it's a car accident or Ukraine or fucking climate change, whatever the fuck it is, the common denominator is there's a human being involved.
Yeah.
I think
So-
what Peter's trying to say is that he wishes he was Thanos.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, I'd throw the glove out the window. I don't give a fuck, dog. It'd be over.
It's like, sorry about your mom, dude, but it's for the greater good.
Yeah.
That she's gone.
Yeah. No, I mean, nah. Nah. It's better than no people. Like if we were just here by ourselves, it would suck.
Yeah,
but,
for sure.
Yeah. So
Yeah, but like you see changes.
all I'm saying is, don't come to Arizona. The Earth is big. You can go wherever the fuck you want to go.
Yeah.
Just stay away from there.
Yeah.
Californians, he's talking to you.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, specifically them, like keep them out.
Yeah,
Like I noticed that's a common trend, like pretty much everywhere. Like the rest of the country is like, well, I mean, there's been a lot of people moving here, but like Californians in particular, like, please, if we can just find some way to get them all, like if we could all throw them into at least one part of town or something, we could maybe live with that. But
It's because you guys are just a bunch of busybodies, bro.
yeah, no, for real,
If you're not jogging, you're taking your dog out walking. You're fucking, you're texting in your self-driving car. You're doing anything but be present.
Yeah. Well, if you've seen what we pay for and for the basic things in California, you kind of understand. Well, you guys are getting a taste of it, especially as the not only are as people moving from areas where they had it a little bit more difficult. So in perspective, it seems more easier for them. Like Californians moving to other places across the country. But also the U.S. economy is crashing. So, I mean, it's not crashing, but it's definitely deflating at a pretty steady pace. So we're also feeling the effects of that all across the country. It's like inflation is through the roof right now. It's ridiculous. In fact, if we didn't have the Ukraine war going on, I know so many people, you know, don't like war. It's just the nature of people, especially good people. But it's like
it's also big business.
Yeah,
it's a lot of money.
It pumps our economy up so much. I'd hate to see what it looked like without the war.
Whoa, clip that right there. Yeah, right there.
I hate to see what it looked like without the war. No, but for real, I mean, because the thing is, like, we're so used to, as Americans, we're so used to living in prosperity that we don't really know how to live with anything but. Like, the poorest person here, they don't really have to worry about food. Like, yes, you see homeless people and they'll ask for money for food, but in reality, like, those are people who don't know anything about being poor, who will give them stuff. Like, because in reality, you can get free food all across America. Like, I imagine there's at least 14 places in Austin that serve free food on a regular basis, give out basic supplies. They also give out shelter. Yeah. You know, and I'm not saying it's easy to get into those places that get out shelter, but you know, we have a vast amount of wealth in this country. Like, oftentimes when I'll talk to like our European counterparts, like, they make the point that, oh, you know, America, you guys don't really have a lot of social programs. Except that's bullshit. We have plenty of social programs. Social programs takes a lot out of our economy. Like, we have.
That's the problem. It's just inefficient.
Yeah, it's just inefficient. But isn't that just the nature of government, especially when government coexists with private enterprise, which is just always done better? Like, everything that the government is forced to do, the fucking government sucks at. Like, there won't be a veteran that you'll ever meet that says the VA is a fucking great place.
Yeah,
that's true.
Like,
That's
nobody likes going to the Social Security office to get a new Social Security card or apply for disability, whatever it is. Nobody likes going to the welfare office, the local county welfare office, whether to get food stamps or ID tag, whatever the fuck it is, you know, the DMV. The government sucks at everything that they do. Yeah. And that's just been a consistent point proven across time. But unfortunately, there are some things that the government needs to do because private enterprise just won't. It'll become about profits rather than the people, and that can kind of be that won't necessarily be the greatest situation for something like or something like healthcare, like
our jail system.
You die.
I mean, that's what I was saying to him like the other day. It's like things like education, homeless treatment. What's the other big one? Education, something else. Oh, and healthcare. Like, you go to the doctor and you break your leg. If you don't have insurance, you're paying like $5,000 to get a new leg.
Yeah,
but I think that's worth it.
But also, the beautiful thing about this system is, like,
I think
there's so many.
That might be the right number.
Got that upgrade.
Yeah. It costs what it costs. You know, the saying is, it costs what someone's willing to pay. I'm willing to pay $5,000 to get my leg fixed, dude. So I think it.
But in a lot of countries throughout the world, if you don't have that $3,000 right there, like, your leg is just fucked. Like,
oh yeah,
out here, like, if you're dying, they'll worry about the money later. They will fix you now. Like, if you go into the ER with a gunshot wound, they're like, no insurance. Like, and I'm homeless. Like, they're not gonna be like, sheesh, out of luck. I'm sorry, buddy. It's just a $1,000 an hour bill for just the surgeon, let alone all the technicians and stuff. But you're out of luck. Yeah. But I mean, even if you're poor, they'll fix you and then they'll send you the bill. And you know, if you're poor, you can apply for a lot of social programs. Particularly in most states, they have social programs that will provide insurance, whether it be Medicaid is the federal name for it. In California, it's called Medi-Cal. But I mean, if you live under the poverty line, your medical expenses will be paid for. And even if you don't have insurance, if you're poor and you tell the hospital when they give you the bill, if you contest the bill, they will likely either completely get rid of the bill or turn it into a partial payment, because they'd rather get some money than no money. And they know they're scamming. Like, ibuprofen's not $200 a tablet.
It should be, though.
Yeah, it should. Yeah. It should be.
You got a headache?
It would force a lot more people. It would force a lot more people to actually fix their bodies and work on their physical health if medication was that expensive. Yeah, you know.
You'd think that'd be what they want, because then eventually the long con is if they put more money into it, we would be healthier, right? Into whatever social programs, and then hopefully the plan is in 30 years the next generation is like strong as fuck, like way better off than we were 30 years ago. But the problem is, like, you know, not everyone is as forthcoming or as honest as they should be. Everyone's scamming, bro. Everyone. The government's scamming. I'm scamming them. Like everyone.
It's a game.
Everyone.
Life is
It's
about
a game.
balance.
So yeah.
You got to catch up.
It's like, you know, okay, so we don't have. So let's say we get rid of them. What should we do? Who's running it?
Exactly.
Okay. And so it's like why not just kind of fix what we got or try to work on what we got? Some people like burn this shit down. I'm like,
no, that's
and
fucking
then,
absolutely crazy.
Yeah, and then you're Somalia, dog. You know what I mean? Yeah. We're seeking asylum in Ecuador now. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I never thought burning it down was the right way to go about it. I mean, and that's for
America is tight.
America is great.
Yeah,
America is
wild.
great.
Yeah.
The truth is that we live in Rome. Like, most Americans don't even know the fact that they live in the greatest empire like ever
100%.
created in the
Oh,
world.
yeah.
And they don't teach us that on purpose. But the reality is, like, everyone else in the world who lives outside of America for the most part knows it. Like, America has its boot on the rest of the world's neck. That's the truth. We control the money,
gang,
we
dude.
control the oil, and we control the microchips. Everything you need to function as a country, we have solid control of it. We are the head of the United Nations. We are the head of NATO. We created both these organizations for the most part. Like, like at the end of the day, America has its boot on the rest of the world's neck. It's done it real efficiently. God knows how it happens. Well, I do kind of know how it happens.
It's crazy because if you lift up America off the map and look under it, it says "Made in China." It's just right there. You just pick that shit up. You're just like, oh shit. Like, that's who's really running shit. Like, America sometimes, like, we act like a hoe, and China's our pimp. And sometimes, you know, hoes gonna do what a hoe does, and then China needs to come in and be like, "Hey, guess what, bro? Shouts out to COVID. Here you go. Guess what, bro? we have Afghanistan now with all those essential minerals. Guess what, dog? We have it now. Oh, and you owe us this much money. So, but then you think about it, their economy wouldn't even survive without our debt. Yeah, that check we send them.
The truth of it is that
Nothing's
U.S.
real.
businessmen were the ones who built the Chinese economy. Like, after Mao Zedong died and the Chinese Communist Party kind of went
Zedong, bro.
Yeah.
Shout out to the goat.
That's a French porn star right there.
Zedong.
Mao Zedong.
But after he died, and the Chinese Communist Party kind of realized, which most countries realize at some point, that pure communism doesn't really work, especially when it comes to business. Like, they need some type of free enterprise. And a lot of American businessmen went over there because China was an untapped market, and they helped build that economy up. And that's when I believe that was around the time of Reagan, where we really start dealing with China, and we really helped bolster their economy. And the same thing happened with Russia. Like, they figured out pure communism doesn't really work. We have to have some type of free market in some sense of the way, like more of a Western-based market. You know, even if we still hold our values in more like socialist, communist values, it just doesn't work in terms of business. Like, society, people need incentives. They need to feel like they're working for something.
The reason the iPhone's here is because of capitalism.
People need hope. People need hope. They need prosperity. They need to feel like they can work and grow in their life. But I want to ask you guys. You guys are. How long have you guys been doing comedy?
Probably around 8 years now. Like, I started when I was 23. I worked at a comedy club in Phoenix called Stand Up Live for like 4 years.
Okay.
And so you're chilling, you're partying, you have a good time, you learn the craft, watching the masters do it. If you, the trick is, though, if you're wanting to do stand up, you know it before you start working there, because then you immediately try to gravitate yourself towards the people that will get you on shows, get you more opportunities.
Yeah.
Like for me, I honestly didn't even think about doing it when I first started working there. It was just kind of like a fun place to work at. You get to see some really cool stuff. You see fucking the guy from The Hangover, the doctor. Like he jumped off stage and he saved one of my coworkers' lives. It's like he went from comedian mode to pure doctor mode in seconds.
I'm trying to remember.
Ken Jeong?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
He's a real doctor. Yeah,
I mean, he saved someone's life at a show. What a closer.
Man.
Dude,
Yeah.
if he's not cheating on his wife, I think he was after that night. Dude, every dress was just like wet from watching that.
Holy shit, that's wild.
So let me ask you real quick.
I didn't know
How did your first stand-up set go? Like, can you walk me through that story a little bit?
Oh man, it was at this place called Lawn Gnome Publishing.
Mm-hmm.
It was like this little rinky-dink library. In the back, they have like a wooden stage and like some bleachers you get like see at a high school. You pay $1 to get in, and I remember going up for the first time, and I ate dick. It was terrible. Like I've never done it before. No one's laughing at maybe a couple people were laughing at my jokes, but I don't know why. And then all of a sudden I get heckled by this girl. She's like, you're not even funny. It's like, you paid a fucking $1 to get in here, dude.
Also, it's your first time. Chill out.
Yeah.
Did you drink your first time?
Oh, heavily.
Yeah. I always like to ask people, and I find the common theme with most people is like 70 to 80% of us were pretty intoxicated our first time on stage.
It was like a mix of everything. I was smoking, I was drinking because I was so nervous.
Yeah.
And like if people that they see go up just like killing it, and it's like, oh, it's like I can do that. That's easy. But like you get nervous when like you're about to go up because like reality starts to set in. It's like, oh, I might not be able to do well in this. And so you just go up and you do your best to eat shit, and it's like, I think I'm gonna quit. I think I'm done. But then all of a sudden you get that one little laugh that just like fills your soul a little bit, and you're like, man,
It keeps that ember burning.
Yeah, it's like this is gonna be my career now. I'm gonna quit my day job. I'm gonna live on someone's couch.
Yeah, that's the reality that you end up facing when doing comedy.
Your friend group is like like it's all in order of who has the best couch. It's like, if I need to crash, this dude's got a whole L-shaped couch, bro. I can.
And you, how long have you been doing comedy?
Me, I've been doing it for about 4.5 years, almost 5 years. And I did it once, like 10 years ago. I did it for like a handful of times, like probably 4 or 5 times. Didn't go well, and I was like, whatever. I just stopped. Didn't do it for like 6 years, like 5 years or so. Didn't do it, and then just did it again. And I was living in New England at the time, and you're bored out of your mind, right? I'm like, well, fuck, I was into writing. I was into like I was into stand up. I just didn't know, I was. I didn't understand the process. I didn't understand the process, and like when I did it when I was younger, I was like 23, 22 when I did it. For that, it was like literally like 3 months I did it, and I was doing it at one really small club because I thought that's the only place you could do stand up. I didn't know about open mics. I didn't know none of this shit. I was just ignorant. And I stopped doing it, moved, and didn't do it for like 6 years, and then did it again. I was living in Portland, Maine, and I went to this spot called Bull Feeney's. And it's this bar, bro. It's all cobblestone. Boom, boom. You're walking up. It's cobblestone, and it's like a city that was built before we were even a country. It's old. Everything's old as fuck. Yeah. And you're like in the port, like the ocean's there. It's wild. I'm from Phoenix, where it's like everything's brown. Yeah. Like you go to the river, which is just a runoff of the canal. Like it's not even like a real ass river. And boom into nature, where it's like forest and fucking oceans and all this shit. Anyway, I'm in Bull Feeney's. And this place was 3 stories high, but they had others like small rooms in between 2 stories. So like in the staircase, you could get off into this small ass room. And I go in there and I sign up. And because it was my first time, they had this thing called the minute contest. So like since it's your first time, you only get a minute. Yeah. And if anyone else's first time, we basically we say who won, who had the best set of that minute. We give you $1. You come back for 5. You pick your spot. I go okay. Did some hacky ass jokes about having basements for the first time and shit like that. Like just in a minute, it was my first time, and went well. They gave me the $1, came back, and then I just started doing it. Moved back here after 6 months, and then just didn't stop. Like now I'm doing sets every night or as often as I can. I got a kid now, so shit kind of changed, but I do it as much as I can. Like it's the best thing. Like like when you start, like at least when I started. It was something I really wanted to do. I knew it was something I wanted to do. I just didn't know that you could do it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like it was like I thought it was just like, oh, this person was on TV. So then, they are now comics. I didn't know it was backwards. I didn't know it was like they were a comic first.
Yeah.
And then like got this. I didn't know. I was ignorant. I didn't know it was a thing.
Yeah, especially because like a lot of the comics that came up in like the 80s and 90s, like a lot of those guys, like comedy was in a really weird place where like most people who started off doing comedy, they would gravitate towards something different, like whether that be sketch shows, like something like Roseanne or Full House,
Yeah, like sitcoms and shit, like their own show.
Yeah, Saturday Night Live. They end up becoming actors or daytime TV hosts. A lot of them didn't end up wanting to become like full stand-up comedy specials, like producing them every few years, like Dave Chappelle's.
Yeah.
And even Dave Chappelle did it for a while. He did the Hollywood thing because it was just the way you had to go if you wanted to really make money. It's just like, why would you do a tour where you have to travel all around the country, be uncomfortable, and maybe make, let's say $12,000 for 2 months, or you could sit in LA and film, all year and be making $500,000. It just does. It ended up making more sense for most people at the time.
Yeah.
Especially because TV was so conservative, so they didn't air a lot of like comedy. Most comics, true to the form, will like really push the line in terms of edginess and social commentary. Like Carlin's or Eddie Murphy back in the day, Richard Pryor. Bill Hicks, Sam Kinison.
Yeah.
People were about pushing the line. You can't really do that. Like 90s, late 80s, early 2000s. It's like TV became very socially conservative.
Yeah. Puritanical and shit. Like that's all. That goes back to like our fucking
and like the
beginning, Genesis.
Yeah, like the lines that were pushed though too in the early days. Like if you try to push the line like in that same way, it's like, oh, this guy's just trying to be edgy.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, we've heard this shit before. You gotta be more creative than that.
Yeah. It's tough. Like some people confuse edgy with just like saying wild shit. Like you can, like those dudes, like people who are good at it actually have a point and like a point of view. Like,
exactly.
And they take a stance which is risky, right? You're not just saying wild shit. You're like taking a risk on stage because you're like, this is what I think.
Yeah.
Versus like, don't you see these other people? This is what they think. It's like, no, this is what I think. I think this is dumb. X, Y, Z. So.
And it's all about balance,
Mm-hmm.
You can't just say outrageous things. Like if you ever watch like the greatest comedians now who kind of like tilt the edge back and forth, whether it be Chappelle or say somebody more probably commonly known like Andrew Schultz right now, who's really popular, or Shane Gillis and Mark Norman are huge right now. It's like they usually balance out the joke. Like for instance, if they do a joke that's about let's say women, they'll usually do a joke about make fun of like men after, just to make the argument real simple, so people understand. It's about towing. There's a certain balance to towing the line.
Yeah.
When you're pushing the edges of what's socially acceptable.
Yeah, especially now, like there's a lot of things you should keep in mind that you obviously shouldn't say to try to get a laugh.
Yeah.
And that does all come with you have to have a good setup of what you're doing. You can just bull rush into like something crazy, But like even now, like you have a lot more restrictions of what you can say, and that can also be dangerous. I think.
I don't know. I mean, I'm a firm believer you should be able to say whatever you want to say. So like I say crazy shit all the time.
Yeah.
I did a show at ASU. They have this like show that's like their theater department kind of puts it on with comics. I forgot what the show is called. What's it? Comedy Underground? What's it called? You know what I'm thinking about?
Yeah, I think so.
I forgot what the name. I did it like 2 years ago. Anyway, I did a show about school shootings. It was like my opening joke. And like one of the other comedians, a good friend of mine, Bubba, was there, and he knows the setup and how you set the joke up. And I started going into it. Of course, I shouldn't have been. I was like 2-3 years in. I didn't really know what the fuck I was talking about or what I was doing, but I just did a dumb joke about school shooting, and I just bombed. But I was like, I'm gonna say what I want to say. Like, there's jokes you talk about fucking people who may have some kind of disability. Like, why can't I joke? Like, it's like, you know what I mean? You should be, as long as you're not being offensive or like.
I think the intention matters so much.
Intent is number
yeah.
one. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Is like me personally.
I'm way too high to be having this conversation.
No,
mean-
but you're right. You're so right, though. It's just like, at the end of the day, I completely agree with you. I'm one of those I'm one of those purists in that.
And I'm not an edgy guy. You know,
Oh,
this.
no,
I'm not.
yeah.
I'm not like super like not, but like I know people who are, and I think it's funny. I think they should be able to say what they want to say. Like,
Yeah.
if you feel some type of way, that's on. I think that's on you. Like, like the ego it takes for someone to be like, I think everyone should fucking, bring themselves down to my level, versus me singular adjusting myself. Or like maybe not voicing your opinion, maybe just shutting the fuck up, or like maybe not complaining, or maybe not like post something about like who cares. I think we all think we have too much power, and to some degree we do, but it's like, chill out, bro.
Yeah.
It's easier for you to be like, to kind of control yourself and what you need, versus having everyone be like considerate of you. That's a lot to ask.
Yeah.
Of the world.
Yeah, it's easier.
It really is.
That's a lot.
It's easier to be the skeptic.
Yeah, I think it's
Like,
more
for sure.
outrageous to be offended by a joke than it is to tell an offensive joke. Because it's just like, at the end of the day, you have to understand the intent. Especially most people who like if you're at a comedy club or something, you're watching a show, how dare you watch stand-up and have the audacity to be offended by something.
Now, here's the thing. If you're going to do those kind of jokes, you better make sure they're fucking funny.
Yeah, that's also
That's
true,
number
'cause
one, like,
comedians also fuck up.
Maybe they're not offended. Maybe they're more pissed off. It's a stupid joke.
Yeah.
It's a bad joke. Maybe
Yeah,
like
that also happens.
People don't know their own emotions, so maybe
Yeah.
they think offense is really they're mad about a bad joke. It's just like, if you're gonna toe that line, if you're gonna go up there and take big swings, like you should put a little work into it too.
Yeah.
You shouldn't just go up there and say outrageous shit.
I completely agree.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Who the fuck am I? I don't know shit, dude. I don't know shit.
So, do you guys have any like crazy comedy stories? And I mean, because comedy is such an interesting world. You meet so many interesting people. The characters that you hang out with, the drugs, the nights out. What do you guys have? Do either of you have any real crazy like comedy experiences that you wouldn't mind sharing? You can you can edit out. You can edit the names and stuff if you want to.
I mean, I'm sure you do. You worked at the club, so you probably saw you saw someone die at a show. I don't know if I can top that.
I mean, you go first because I need time to think and process.
Oh, okay. You're trying to see what level I go? Okay.
I just want to point out this is live.
This is live?
Yeah, nobody's watching it though. It's just a streaming test.
Oh, I thought.
Oh, tight. Okay.
I thought like thousands were watching right now. My bad.
Imagine that's where we hope to get to soon.
Yeah, you will. You will. Yeah. I mean, one I tell all the time is I was doing this show on Mill Avenue in Tempe. It's like a 6th Street.
Yeah.
For Arizona.
Yeah.
And it's this club that they just let someone book a show there. It's this bar called Trumbull's. And I was featuring for the headliner, so second to last. And it was a good show. Everything was going good. And then out of nowhere, some dude in the back, and it's a dance floor. So a staged dance floor. They put chairs in the dance floor.
Yeah.
And the lights are on like you're in a club.
Yeah.
But the music's off. So it's like this fucking, all these lights going on and shit. And people are faded because they've been drinking all night. And this dude in the back, he must have weighed like 400 pounds, just starts hurling, bro. He's just starts. I posted it on Instagram. I have the video. This dude just starts blowing chunks. Dude, just like it was 4 hits, boom. And then I heard someone go, "What the fuck?" And everyone turns around. And everyone's like, "Oh shit!" And just panic ensued. Everyone just gets up and runs out of the club, like runs away. So show's like over. My set's done.
Yeah.
And this dude had like done 4 shots, boom, and they all got like smaller. So by the end of it, he's just like throwing up on himself. So I'm like, well, shit. I was like, show's over, or I end my set because you can't top someone barfing. And then I take my phone and I start recording it. I like get all close to him and shit. And then I asked, I was like, so and then like the booker. Should I say your name? I just want to say her name.
Nah.
She'll get this. Here you go. The booker's like, hey, she's like, and because she didn't see me do any of this. She goes, hey, you know that? Because I posted it, and she goes, you know that guy? That guy's the owner of this place.
Swear to God.
Yeah, he was just drinking all day at his business, and just barfed. And I'm over here like at Trumbull's, like check it out. And he's the owner. I had no idea. I just thought it was just some dude.
Luckily, he probably didn't remember you after that night.
No, yeah. I mean, yeah. It was just awesome. So much vomit.
Oh man, I mean, there's like these things, shows called New Faces at Arizona. It's kind of like if you have gives you a chance to kind of like.
It's a bringer.
Yeah, it's a bringer. It's a bringer show, but like gives you like some exposure to some degree. There's this one girl who would always come on and have the weirdest shit, like as her act.
Yeah.
Like, I remember one time like she came out in like a cat costume, like just poured Takis all over herself for 5 minutes, and I'm like, you're wasting food like that.
Also, like, who has to clean that up?
Yeah, someone has to people I work with have to clean that up.
And the rest of the show is doing shit on Takis? Like, I'm up there doing stand-up and Takis are crunching under my feet?
No. Like, they eventually did come up and clean it up before, like, the next person.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Too many questions.
Continue. Oh, no. It's good.
I'm high.
Damn, so then the club cleaned it up?
Yeah, the club had to clean up her mess. Like right after she did it. And I'm starving right now, dude. I've been working for 6 hours, no food. And this person just spills delicious Takis on the floor like that.
Dust, yeah.
And I licked the stage a little bit and then went back to work. Dude.
How dare she?
Yeah. I mean, it's a lot of shit happens. Like you do some mushrooms or whatever, and shit gets weird, But yeah, like as far as like crazy shit, that honestly the best story so far is Ken Jeong. I had no idea that happened.
Oh yeah, dude, it was like national news. Like him, just like someone was having a seizure, and then he was like, we need a doctor, and then all of a sudden you just like you see him go from this to this, like it became his eyes dilated, like when
like a shark. Yeah,
like it tore off his clothes. He had a white lab coat underneath and a stethoscope and everything.
Swear to God.
He was like to the rescue. It was that was probably one of the biggest things. Like just in terms of like weird. Because like they do get, if there's like a fight brewing and people like are kind of getting kind of rowdy, they'll kick somebody out before it gets too bad.
Yeah. I did a show. Like, what was it, a month ago? I was hosting at this place called Mic Drop Comedy Club out there. Shouts out. And it was a late show, and this guy was being rowdy the whole night. Like when I was hosting up front, he was like, I had to like tell him, like talk shit to him, like, hey bro, you need to chill out because this ain't about you.
Yeah.
And he continues on, and it's good. Everyone's happy, and he's like, he's not a bad heckler. He's not mean. He's just talking. He's agreeing with you. He's agreeing, like trying to support you. So he's fucked up. Anyway, the headliner's on. The security goes and kicks him out. And this guy, he gets up and he just goes, and falls back. And it's a late show. A light crowd, it wasn't sold out or anything, but it was like probably like 30 people there, but the room was dead silent. And the dude goes, boom, right on his back. And I'm telling you right now, bro, I'm a sucker for pratfalls. I'm a sucker for any unintentional pratfalls. People just eating shit, bro, is my favorite thing.
I completely get that. Yeah.
Anyone. If you fall in front of me, it's over.
Yeah,
you have to give me 5 minutes.
I'm gonna break down to hysterical laughter. I'm gonna feel so bad after because I'm a grown man. But I still can't help it. It's just like, I don't know. I had some bad falls as a kid. So I understand, but
but
that shit even just makes it more funny because I just know the pain that goes through.
Bro, and just like the level of laughter that comes out of me, it's like I'm tripping. It's like I'm just, my brain is like shaking. I'm laughing I'm crying tears. And then and then I go outside to compose myself. I come back in. They're like trying to help him up. And he can't put his flip flop on. Came off. So he's like, and then he says it out loud. He's like, I can't put my flip flop on. And then I just died laughing again. I had to go outside. Oh my god. Oh, I'm fucking laughing thinking about it right now.
Comedy is a wild world.
Oh man,
dude, I would, if I fell in front of him and like I'm having a bad day and it's a bad fall and I'm just seeing him like laughing.
I'm telling you.
Just like slow motion.
Oh my god, dude! I'm trying to stop myself from laughing right now, just thinking about that dude falling just flat on his back. Boom!
Look at the snap. Someone snaps
Just
their ankle. He's just
yeah, yeah, just like stink beetle, just boom on his back like this. And you guys are here in Austin, like I'm sure a lot of weird shit happens.
Oh, crazy shit.
Yeah.
You know, I
like
have
that's
this,
nothing compared to here, probably. Yeah.
I have this bit that I'm working on. Like, you know, the motto of Austin is "Keep Austin Weird." That's like that's the city's motto. And Austin is truly a weird town, and I'm sure you guys have noticed it. Like since
isn't that also Portland, Oregon's?
I don't know if it's Portland's, but they
Yeah.
are a weird.
Right?
Town.
Keep Portland weird.
There's also Portland.
It is also Portland's. Who had it first? That's
makes-
the real question.
It makes sense also in Portland though.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
But like to give you a few examples, like when I got here for the first time and I came downtown, like it shocked the fuck out of me to see so many homeless people, and not homeless people because I'm from California. Homeless people is like a serious issue out there.
Yeah.
But I seen so many homeless people like working, like at the bars and stuff. Like most people would consider a diversity win to like leave the ethnicity box open and still be considered. But like imagine being able to leave the whole residency part of the application open. Like half these door guys around here do not have homes. Like it's crazy. Like a very
Dang.
Austin experience is to go into a bar and like the door guy who kicks you out for being drunk is drunker than you.
That's hilarious.
Like in the middle of Texas, you're allowed to smoke weed in public. Like weed is decriminalized here in Austin. Like you're allowed to go to the store, go get a gun, and you can go get an eighth, and the police won't fuck with you for either. You know,
tight.
you're also allowed to see titties out here. You guys might see some while you're here. It's legal.
Fingers crossed.
You won't see any good ones. You
Fingers
won't see
crossed.
any-
That's my brand,
You won't
dude.
see
yeah.
any good ones.
That's my demo. Are you kidding me?
But yeah, you will
Sloppy
see.
tits.
You will see. You will see a lot of topless people downtown. There won't be any. There won't be any great titties out.
Oh,
but there will
I'm
be
just gonna
titties out.
manifest fucking store-bought titties right now. That's-
Yeah.
You should tell them about the diaper lady.
Oh yeah, there's.
Oh,
we saw her.
Yeah,
We
yeah,
saw
she's
her.
famous. She's famous down here. Yeah, there's a few.
She looks
homeless
like she's
people.
what's Angelica's doll from Rugrats?
Angelica.
Oh, Cynthia.
Yeah, Cynthia.
Cynthia.
She does. Yeah, she does look like Cynthia.
Yeah, no, there's another black homeless lady. I don't know where she is right now, but she's pretty famous. She looks like Caesar from Planet of the Apes. Like, and she be going around.
My God, dude.
Like how in the second movie they'd be like
I'm
give me
glad you
more.
said that.
Yeah, 100%.
Be like, give me more, and she'd be like, money, please. Like that shit is hilarious. There's quite a few like reoccurring cast characters in terms of like homeless people around here.
I mean, yeah, one
Yeah.
homeless lady. I mean, she was obviously homeless. I was eating outside the food trucks,
Uh-huh.
right?
Yeah.
We got split up at what's it called, Creek in the Cave, and this lady just walking by me, looks me dead in my eyes and goes, "Excuse me, sir, would you like to have sex?" And I just go, "No, thank you."
That's another common thing. Like especially right around that food court right there. Like
It was literally right at the food court. I was eating a burrito, and then
it's
she's
probably the middle of the night. Like
she's walking towards Esther's, like whatever. I don't know exactly what street that is.
Yeah, 6th Street.
6th Street and then Red River or whatever the fuck.
Oh
it's
yeah,
called.
yeah.
Yeah, and she was like, she walked by me, walked back. She goes, "Excuse me, sir, would you like to have sex?" And I mean, this lady just looked like she got done cleaning a Motel 6. Like I was like, nah. I was like,
It's probably the same girl that who was that last night who was telling us he had sex with the lady who did the exact same thing. Were you there, Patrick? There's a dude at the creek last night, another comic who was telling us like, yeah, just had pussy for the first time. It was a black lady. Like, she
what
just
for the
came-
first time?
Yeah, for the first time. Not ever, but like in a really long time.
Okay, I was like, I thought you got a cherry pop.
That's
with
also a
some
common
lady.
experience around here.
Holy shit!
Yeah, there's a lot of virgins in comedy. Huh?
You actually think you fucked her?
Was she black?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. She had a ball cap on, pink.
He said
Pink
he
shirt.
said a lady come up and asked him like, "Do you want to have sex?" And he
He said, "Yeah."
he said she put on 2 condoms and gave him a hand job.
Oof.
Yeah.
Dude,
Yeah.
she sounds like a babe right now.
Yeah.
God damn.
It's crazy because she's still pregnant. That's fucking wild. That's
I
wild.
was gonna say a month ago there was like this lady. She's like apparently like a local like prostitute / Instagram influencer.
Good for her.
It's an
Shout
awesome
out.
thing. And she was rolling around in the horse shit on 6th Street one night.
Rolling around the horse shit?
Yeah, it went viral. It was a viral video of a lady who was like rolling around.
Like
in
we talk
horse
about
shit.
like fresh.
Yeah.
fresh
Well,
out
and
the
honestly,
butt.
and if there's any shit you want to roll in, if there's any shit you actually want to roll in, it's probably horse shit.
It probably is.
Think about it.
I mean, it didn't look that bad. It literally just looked like she was squeezing out like liquid hay or something.
It's like
that's exactly what that is, sir.
Yeah. But she was like bathing, like baptizing herself in it, like squeezing it like a sponge over her head. Like,
Yeah. Can I ask,
Yeah.
is this lady white?
God damn.
Of course.
Yeah, okay,
Of course.
yeah,
What else
Okay.
would she be?
And also,
What else would she be doing shit like this?
I was like, yeah. She's
Now, if
al-
you said
she's-
that she was smoking crack, I would have
yeah,
assumed
she's
another
an
race.
Instagram follower. She's an Instagram influencer, a prostitute, and a third grade teacher. Like,
No, but another interesting thing is like, have you met Derek Dimple?
no, no, I don't think so.
As orange head comedian.
Glasses, sick ass glasses.
Yeah. Yeah, he's
Cool
very,
dude.
Yeah, he's cool. He's
Yeah.
very he's well known around here. But that same lady like licked his feet like a couple weeks before that at the show. Like,
Good.
Damn.
no,
she's
he
a
licked
hustler.
her feet. He licked her feet.
Oh.
No,
Oh.
he
That's
licked her
different.
feet.
Post.
Yeah, I'm
Post
sorry
or
if I got that
pre-shit?
wrong, Derek. But yeah, it's one of the others. I think he licked her feet. Yeah.
Is this
That-
post shit experience?
Yeah, no, this was before.
Oh, okay.
This
Dude,
is pre-shit
Those
experience.
are some those are some tangy toes right there. Dude.
I
That
guarantee
is-
it. I
Yeah.
guarantee it. She's one of those people who walk around barefoot outside, like, for sure.
You know how sometimes people at the gym wear flip flops when they shower, right? You should wear flip flops when you shower if you're gonna be like using the sauna or whatever, just
Yeah, that's
to
the
protect
gym
yourself.
for sure. Yeah.
Do you think strippers follow that same rule, or they're like, nah, fuck it, like we're all just barefoot everywhere,
They're like, nah, fuck it.
or do they shower with stilettos on? It's like,
No, they're for sure probably like, nah, fuck it.
yeah. Or
Okay.
do they even have showers?
No.
I need to fucking consult with a stripper. I know some. I should ask some
Because
questions.
strip clubs have a very. I've never been to a strip club before, but I've been to quite a few clubs where they have strippers, and the strip area usually
That's a
has
strip club.
like,
Yeah, that's a strip club.
the strip area usually has like a certain smell to it. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Like
Yeah.
like clubs like where girls dance like naked, they have like a smell to them.
100%. Yeah, it's like everyone else's smell.
I think,
It's on them.
yeah.
That's like fucking jungle juice of juices right there. You know, everyone sweats on this one chick.
Yeah.
You're like, you smell weird. That's your body saying, yo, you
Yeah.
probably should chill out on this one right
Yeah,
here.
they should probably, for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
That's
Don't
why.
trust her.
That's why I
yeah.
go to the club with quarters. That's all I throw.
Yeah.
Treat
yeah.
it like a vending machine.
Yeah,
Like,
you-
5 more minutes.
You skip
5
them off.
more minutes.
You skip them off like pictures of beer. You skip off a picture of beer.
Like you ping them off the stage, like bing.
Yeah.
So I want to do either of you guys. Do you guys have any interests outside of comedy? Like anything that you're super interested in, whether it be like history or geography or maybe sports or women or you know
Definitely not women. Per
BLM.
se.
Yeah.
You know.
Like
BLM.
I don't know, it's just because everyone has their own things, like super things that they're super interested in. You know,
Yeah.
it's like this is my culture outside of comedy. Like,
Yeah.
I like getting into like really sciencey things,
okay, like what?
like outer space.
Oh yeah. This dude was
Dude.
tripping me out.
Oh, dude, we were just talking like, what if we were like shot off like in a.
Oh, ask him the question. Would you rather get shot towards the sun or away from the sun?
That's a hard. Probably last longer
kinda-
going away from the sun.
Yeah, but it's kind of a shittier. Like, think about how you die. First of all, you might not see anything. You might just be in darkness for the rest of your life.
Yeah, you have a more prolonged death if you shoot away from the sun.
Yeah, but like
If you shoot towards the sun, you're gonna have a really shitty death too, though.
But it's faster. It's over.
Yeah, but it's gonna be more painful.
yeah, it's like you're gonna be getting blasted with gamma radiation.
Yeah, you're
for
gonna.
a hot minute before
yeah.
you even reach the sun.
But
Yeah,
it's
and you're gonna be
daylight.
cooking to death.
It's good for you.
No, but you still have daylight. You still have
Vitamin
daylight
D.
moving away from the sun because you could still the light still
It's still moving.
projects from the sun. Yeah, if you're moving away from it, you can still see it as long as you have a window in there. But if you don't have a window, it doesn't matter if you're shooting towards the sun either.
So I just whip up the sunscreen, dude. Get a good tan.
Yeah. SPF a
Oh,
billion,
man.
please.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with away from the sun for sure.
Yeah, I mean, now you've swayed me because I think that might be the right answer. But like going towards the sun, you can see everything. You're closer to other planets. You actually might see a planet on your way in, which is cool.
Yeah.
Like instead of just you'll shoot off in this direction and it's further away, so you wouldn't see anything.
Yeah.
You'd just be in darkness.
Well, I'd hope not to see a planet. Like
What?
You see, yeah, because like if you see like something like Jupiter, like it's pretty much.
Oh, it's
over.
gonna pull you in.
Yeah, it's pretty much over.
But how dope would that be?
Like,
to
if you
To
can
see
see it-
Jupiter with your eyeball, I mean, you wouldn't survive, but like,
yeah,
It
it'd
would
be
be-
super dope until the point where you start going into Jupiter's atmosphere.
Oh, dude, imagine being the first person to have a selfie with Jupiter.
let me send this off.
Yeah. If only. But what about you? You're interested?
Yeah, I actually I have a lot of interests. I like old shit, so like I thrift, I flip clothes, old clothes. I like to work on cars, so I got like a car that I'm rebuilding. It's an old VW. I have a son. Probably should have said that first. I have a son. And yeah, he keeps me busy. Yeah, dude. It's really like if I'm not doing stand up, I'm doing one of those things.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like it's either with my kid or I'm with my kid and I'm thrifting, or I'm with my kid and I'm working on my car, or yeah. That's really it. Just hustling, just trying to make money. If I'm not doing stand up and not making money at that, I gotta figure it out. So making money, I guess, is my hobby.
So I have two questions. And for you, it's gonna be one, but for you, I'm gonna start off with you. It's gonna be two. First off, I want to know: do you think doing stand-up comedy has had a meaningful, like a serious impact in your life? Do you think like it's changed your life forever? Like, does it give you fulfillment in the same way? Like, not exactly in the same way, but very similar to like having a child. Like, does it bring purpose to your life? Do you feel like you'd be somewhere different without it?
Yeah, I mean, before having a child, I would definitely say yes, 100%. But having a kid is the craziest thing you'll do in your life, right?
Yeah, of course.
But stand-up is for sure, like, it's the best thing. I mean, my whole life, making someone laugh is my favorite thing to do. Like, laughing is the best. And as corny as that sounds, you writing some shit down and bombing, right, eating dick in front of people, and then, like, it starting to work because you change it is the best thing. Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
It really is.
Yeah, it's the best. It's the best thing.
And where do you think you'd be without comedy? Do you think?
I'd be depressed. I'd be way fatter than I am. It probably wouldn't be good. Yeah, it wouldn't be good. But yeah, it's the best. You meet the people who are your friends now because of stand up, and traveling and doing it, bro. Like, I heard, I forgot who it was, but someone who was big. They were like, your first few years in stand up, like you really ain't like you're trying to figure out who you are as a comedian. So it's kind of almost like a rebirth. Like, you get to like learn about yourself, learn about what makes you tick, what pisses you off, because you're really writing about shit you should be, and then you're like, oh man, this really does irritate me. Like shit, I tell you about. I'm just like, man, you write that shit down, then you work it out, and it starts to be funny because like people also feel the same way, and it's like you'd
be surprised how much you share in common with other people.
Oh yeah, and honest, bro, just being straight up honest with people, and like yeah, it's the best, bro.
Yeah,
it's the best. It really makes you better because you start to tolerate less bullshit from other people. Like, you start to be like, well, nah, I'm not gonna like deal with this shit, like, because it should make you honest.
Yeah. It's a beautiful art, and it's a very transformative art too. Yeah. It also teaches you a lot about yourself.
It also fucks you up, dude. When you're fucked up doing laughs in Tucson, and you're trying to keep it together for the late show, and people won't shut the fuck up, and it's your job to go out there and handle it. Yeah, it's sometimes you bomb, like shit. It's yeah. Yeah.
But even bombing, like, it ends up being like part of a beautiful journey altogether.
Because
you learn so much
sucks.
From the bomb.
Bombing fucking sucks, dude.
It sucks balls. But at the end of the day, you usually learn something very important each time you bomb. Like, something important about the way you perform your set, the audience. Some very nuanced aspects of comedy that you didn't understand before. the other question I wanted to ask you though is how is having your son, your first child, impacted your life? You know, your first love was stand up. Of course, your girlfriend too, I imagine. But you know, you being a comic, your life is devoted to comedy. When you really decide this is what you want to do for a career, just like with any career, you have to spend a lot of time and devotion, and you have to have loyalty to comedy. You know, as an art form.
Yeah.
You know, how has having a kid impacted that? And, you know, how have you been balancing your newfound comedy and parent life? And if there's
I'm so
something you want to
fucking
say, because we'll cut it out. If there's
No. It's, I mean, I think, I don't know, like people say, oh, having a kid changes your life. It changes your life. It changes like I have jokes about it. Where I talk about it. It's like mixed feelings because it's like, you know, I love my son. My son's the best thing that's ever happened to me, 100%, because it either forces you to perform or you fail. There is no like you have to figure out a way to, like, you know, pay for shit, make sure you're good, make sure they're safe, if you care, right?
Yeah.
Like if you care, if you're like doing it. And so it's kind of, as far as stand up, it's kind of made me be smarter with my time. So like if I need to write, I know I need to write either early in the day, later in the day, depending on what day it is, depending on what shows I'm doing, depending on X. So like it's really helped me, because before this I had like my whole thing is I'm trying to become more disciplined. So like just to be a decent human being, I'm tired of being a dumpster, bro. I'm a straight up trash can. I'm almost on fire, so I gotta, like, you know what I mean, like. So like I think it like forces you to just like use your time better. So like you wake up, you want to be productive, you want to like make sure they're good, they go to preschool, whatever, and you know, you do your thing. Like it just forces you to, like, there's no bullshit with a kid.
Yeah.
Because they're watching you. So everything you do, they're going to end up doing. It's basically the way I say it. They become you.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's not even about me. It's about, he's going to go out there and represent me and, like, represent himself and, like, be a part of society. So it's like, I need to hope. I just don't want to make a sociopath. I don't want to make someone crazy. I don't want to fuck this dude up. I'm just trying to make sure he makes it to, like, 18, 20. It's like, okay, you're good. Like, you're good, but not, like, you're gone. More like, okay, you can... I'm done. Like, I've done everything I can do, because after 20, what the fuck am I going to do?
Yeah.
But, I don't know. That's a deep-ass question. And, no, I think it's... I think it's good. I think it's helped me, like, as far as comedy, like, just if I'm going to do a show, like, I know what I'm doing. I know what set I'm going to do. It just kind of makes me better as a comic, because before I was just, you know, I was doing it too, but I was, you know...
It's forced you to think more about the way you spend your time and prioritize the things.
And it's like, right? I want to be better. Yeah. Like, I want to become great at this shit, so I can actually do it, bro. Like, I just want to do it for real. Yeah. Like, you know, getting paid, you know, $50 or X or whatever for a show is fun. It's fun, right? That's a good time. But, like, especially with a kid, like, I can't just do that. I got to figure out other ways. Like, I'm trying to make this into a business and, like, at least pay rent. It'd be tight to be able to pay rent.
I completely agree.
You know?
Yeah.
But yeah.
And how about you?
Yeah.
How do you think comedy has impacted your life?
Man,
You know, where do you think you'd be without it?
I think I'd have abs and be more successful. But I mean, stand up has taken a huge impact for me. I mean, when I first started working at the clubs, I was like in a tough spot,
Yeah.
and then you start doing stand up, and then you realize, oh damn, this is worse. Fuck this shit.
Yeah.
And then you quit, but then you go back to it. It's like, no, there's something about it where if I quit this, it's just gonna end up being a huge mistake.
Yeah.
And like, to a lot of regards, like, staying true to it has impacted my life significantly.
Yeah.
I've a good group of friends. I've gained a lot more confidence as a person.
Mm-hmm.
It forces you to deal with things in the moment.
Yeah.
Like, you got some dude in the crowd who's like trying to like get you off your rocker, just like weird shit.
Get you off your rocker. Oh, G. Willikers.
Oh, jeez, I understand what you mean.
Gives you gumption, dude.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's it took me from like a place, like a dark place in my life,
Yeah.
to a place where I'm more stable now than I was in my early 20s altogether. So it kind of saved me, like on a personal level. I want this to be a career. Like I'm pursuing it all the time. I do it when I'm tired. I do it when I'm happy. I do it like as many times as I possibly can to make this work. And so without it, life's just boring.
Yeah.
Like you just like, go to a job every day and then you go back to sleep. Fuck that.
Yeah.
Like have the opportunity to actually like make people laugh, not only like person to person, but like on stage, and just like have everyone be on like be with you on something. Can't beat it.
Can't beat it. Fucking Steve
Really can't
Owens,
beat
dude.
it.
Can't beat it.
It's there's a weird intoxicating high, and I'm sure you guys probably know what I'm talking about. And we're all both separate people too, so maybe you guys haven't felt this, but there's like a weird thing that happens when you're in tune with the crowd, and they're responding to your joke exactly the way you expect. They're right, they're laughing, and you feel their energy, and you feel the tension between you and them, and it's almost like a weird intoxicating energy that you actually feel in your soul. Like you feel your brain firing up in excitement, like you. Like you become quicker, you become wittier. Like I don't know if you guys have experienced like being in tune with the muse is like what I call it. Like most people describe it as like a muse, but like in all different types of art forms. But like when you're really up there on stage and and the performance is going exactly how you hope it to. Have you guys ever experienced that where like you feel like a weird energy like
Oh yeah.
running through your body and like your brain, like you can feel it almost like expanding, like and becoming quicker and like tuning in, like you guys know what I'm talking about? Am I saying it's crazy shit?
I had said at a House of Comedy in Phoenix not too long ago where it was exactly like that. And like your timing is just like it's on.
Yeah.
And then you understand why okay, this is why this is funny. Okay, this is why this is funny because of what I'm doing, but also the timing of which my jokes come in. And so it helps as like a good kind of like it's a confidence booster, obviously.
Yeah.
But it helps you dig into that little part of your brain that you didn't have before.
Yeah.
Or you can just be like very open with who you want to be on stage. That's how I see it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like I've never heard it described like that or like with that. What'd you say, elixir or
A muse?
A muse. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck I was thinking, but it's like when you're in like a pocket, like when it's like it's almost like you know what to say, when to say, and why to say it, like right then and there. It's like there is no, and that's really just because it's the reps you do, the material, and like you're more confident with the material.
Yeah. But when you're like really feeling the energy, like it's so weird. You'll even divulge like far off script and still continue to kill and like just have perfect timing, perfect rebuttals.
Yeah.
Like
interaction.
Yeah. But my next question that I wanted to ask is, and we're gonna start wrapping this up pretty soon because I know it's been quite a bit of time. And actually, what time is it? Let's see if am I running close to your time? No, we're still good on time. But
all right.
So I wanted to ask you guys because psychedelic use is a real common thing with many people in the arts community, and comedy is an extension of that. So, what are you guys' psychedelic experiences?
Oh man.
Yeah.
You guys want to share some of those with me? Any revelations? Like, has psychedelics changed your life for one? Let's start there.
In terms of changing my life, I mean, yeah, it would, because it expands your mind of what reality could be.
Yeah.
I suppose. You don't think like in a small box anymore.
Yeah.
One of the craziest ones I had, I was up in Flagstaff with a good friend of mine at the time, and I took like an eighth of mushrooms. First time I've ever taken mushrooms.
Yeah.
And then I'm just like, he's got like a wooden deck that you can like go outside and stuff. I was laying on it, and all of a sudden I see a hand extend from his house, and I dapped him up. I was like, dude, I just shook hands with your house. He's like, what? What did you just say? So,
you do this?
Yeah.
He said, dude, I just shook hands with your house.
I was zooted, dude.
Yeah.
Like, oh my god.
Yeah, I've never hallucinated and saw anything that wasn't there. I don't think. More like if anything, closest thing I've seen to stuff that wasn't there is like symbols superimposed over stuff. that's like really deep, like acid or like
Oh
DMT.
yeah. Shit just kind of moves around, expands a little bit.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
very more so interested in like the thought process part of it, like the synesthesia, your brain interacting with different parts that it doesn't normally communicate with. I just, you be having some great ideas on psychedelics. Sometimes you have some terrible ones, but sometimes you don't realize that till after. But yeah, how do you have any crazy psychedelic stories?
Oh yeah, for sure. I have plenty. I'm definitely I've definitely had my fair share. Had fun with that shit. And I continue to do so. Just not as often, but yeah, dude. Like, I mean, there's simple shit where it's like sometimes like not every trip is the same. So sometimes it's deeper. Sometimes it isn't as deep because you might not necessarily need that.
Mm-hmm.
And the best is when you're just being a goofy goose and you're tripping balls and you're like with a homie and you're both on a hit of acid and for some reason you start putting pants on your neck that you have like a scarf and you just fucking tripping, bro. You're just like outside looking at the tree like you're just looking at the tree and you feel like you breathe, everything breathes, you exhale, everything exhales. Like yeah, like you also go deep. It like for me, when people say change your life, I'm still the same person. What it did do is it made me more empathetic. Like it gave me like, it kind of broke it down to where like, oh, like you're not the only one here struggling, dude. Like everybody's struggling, not just you. So like, be a little more patient is what I would say. But I've always been like, I'm aware of who I am. But mushrooms really like, acid, all that shit really kind of like puts the microscope on you. It's like, who are you? Why the fuck are you the way you are? But for me at least, it's never really like picked on me. Sometimes people talk about like bad trips they have where it's like beating you down and shit. And it's like I've never really had that. Like I've had bad trips where it's like, oh, you're kind of bummed out, or something fucks with you a little bit and you're like paranoid. But like some people it's like, oh man, I just was like so deep in on myself. I was like, that's crazy. Like
yeah. I usually don't rail on myself.
Yeah.
I've actually never had a bad trip ever except one time on acid. And that was because it was like my third time and I had did too much. And that was actually just a few weeks ago. I had did 2 tabs. Ooh. And like I had planned to watch like the beginning of the premiere of The Witcher, like the second half of the season.
Yeah.
I got like halfway through the episode. I was like, oh my God, these graphics are amazing. I don't know what they did, but like these are like the best graphics I've ever seen. Yeah. And I started to like rewind shit towards the end of the episode. Like I was like, oh wow, this is like the most profound sentence ever. I'm like, oh, they really stepped up the writing. Like, and by the time the episode ended, like my whole like the moment I looked around my room, I was like, oh my God, the graphics are everywhere. And then like my memory slowly started to go. Like, oh no. And then I was like, oh my God, I started to panic. I started to see myself like through different perspectives at the same time, and like micro changes in the unit. Like I would see myself like lifting my arm before I like weird shit. Damn. Like, bro, I was having like I started to see like DMT like symbols superimposed over everything, like Aztec signs and shit, like weird stuff. Like, and
my people.
Yeah. And I just like I felt like I was going to like. I was like, damn, like the people who talk to themselves in the streets and stuff, like I've finally done it, Mom. Like I started telling myself shit like that. Yeah. I was like, it's over. Like I finally cooked my brain. Like I guess it's over. I finally did it to my, I finally did it to my, I laid in bed just in a ball, just in the fetal position, just writhing like for a good 2-3 hours till like the peak was over. Then I slowly started to come down and started to collect myself. I was like, okay. That was terrible. I will never do acid again. That's what I told myself.
Oh, dude.
But you did it again.
But you know how life goes.
That's right, yeah.
Oh, dude.
Never had that experience again. But like, yeah, a lot more careful now. Just because, it was a very, an experience filled with lessons. Like, I had ego death. Which I come to find out was ego death. I felt like one with the universe. I felt like I was dead. Like, I felt like I was dying over and over and over again. Because, you are yourself. Like, the construct that you have of yourself, your ego, is you. Without it, you're nothing. Like, so that's why I felt like I was dying. Because I couldn't remember anything. So, It was like, if I don't know who I am, then I'm basically dead. Yeah.
Damn, that was profound.
Yeah. And it's the truth. So, and that's why I tell people all the time, like, as time goes on, you and your friends, you guys aren't the same people. Like, I am not the same person that I was 10 years ago, nor a year ago, nor when I was a child. Yes, I'm part of that same person. I am. Like, I'm still the grown adult that I am today. Is the foundation of it is the child that I once was.
Right.
I don't know if you guys have ever seen like children play or whatever, but like I have nieces, and when they play, like you'll see like this same basic instincts we feel, but they just don't know how to control them. Like, for instance, if they're both playing with toys in two separate corners, and one is like seems like they're having too much fun with one toy, like the other one will come over and try to figure out, like, give me that, like, let me try to figure out what's so fun about this, like you still see those, like, in reality people still feel like that as adults. We just learn how to control it, like, but it still exists in all of us. Anger, jealousy, envy, sadness. We just get a lot better at controlling it around society. But the problem is it starts to become hidden to ourselves.
Right.
You wear the mask so long you don't know how to take it off. That's the issue. I think psychedelics helps a lot with bringing people to the point where they can kind of find balance within their own self. Like, because
Right.
the world is not full of perfections, whether it be your parents or yourself, your children, etc. It's just like nothing will ever be perfect. So you got to find beauty in the balance, the struggles, the ups and downs of life. I kind of went on a tangent there, but I think you guys feel me.
I feel like I need to give you like a hug or something,
Yeah.
bro. You good?
Yeah, but so where did I want to go next? Oh yeah, I kind of went off on that one. I'm like, let me bring it back a little bit.
I'll speak your truth, dude.
Yeah. But I think it's very important to have those conversations with people because we're all on our own journey.
Right.
Especially us is like, one of the things about like comics is that they're typically a lot more in tune with their self and their environment than most normal people because they're not like botted the fuck out. You know what I mean? And a lot of us know. A lot of you, like you guys know for sure. I don't even have to like confirm it with you to know. But like, as people who live like kind of an alternate lifestyle and reality, you see how easy it is for people to just conform to society and just become like bots. The trap set up for people to get stuck in a loop to where they never expand their mind, their heart, their thought process, their beliefs. Plato wrote about it in the Republic, and Socrates calls it like the allegory of the cave. The whole idea behind it is the idea that everyone's on their own journey to expand their own personal perspective and belief, because your universe is as boxed in as your mind is.
Right.
And a lot of people limit themselves unintentionally or intentionally.
Oh, dude, like, and even sometimes people exaggerate themselves too.
Yeah.
Like, you can conform to a society, but then there's, just in entertainment business, but comedy especially, you'll have somebody who will put on like an alter ego because this is the person that's gonna get me to the promised land.
Yeah.
And it's like you just gotta. It's like, and people can tell. It's like this isn't how you act, dude. We know we know who you are as a person. You don't have to be like Mr. Badass or Mr. Edgy. Be like Mr. Aloof. Like, I don't care, dude.
Yeah.
Just whatever. It's like we can smell that.
Uh-huh.
And like that's kind of like the trap of that business, putting that mask on.
Yeah.
And like you've done it for so long, you have no idea like who you are anymore.
Yeah, it's a common issue with our generation. Social media messed us up a lot because at first social media was just a reflection of ourselves. Then we realized somewhere along the lines that we could tinker with that reflection. And ever since then, it's just been downhill because now people have these voodoo dolls of themselves that are online.
Damn.
And they're just constantly chasing the person that they will never be because this image that they've crafted for the world is too perfect for the reality of who they actually are.
Yeah. Dude, voodoo doll, I've never heard that expression before. That's a good one.
Yeah.
That's what Instagram, Facebook, that's what it is, a voodoo doll. Because guess what? If somebody pokes fun at your profile, your public profile, that shit hurts. I don't care what nobody says. I don't care what nobody says. If somebody comments on your picture, you are ugly as fuck. Like, you're going to erase that comment. I promise you will.
No way. No, man. I'd like that shit. I would like it.
But we're kind of like outliers. We're, you know, our community, we're a community of
Listen,
outliers.
I want you to comment on my shit.
Yeah. I want you to heckle the shit out of me about this picture about my mom. Just do it. I dare you.
Yeah.
Please.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm going to fire back 3 times. That's what I love.
Shit.
You've walked into my end zone.
No, please comment. I just want the interactions. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah.
But
Please
you know,
comment on that shit.
most
Call
people,
me ugly. I don't
but
give
you
a
guys
fuck.
know what I mean. Like, most people, they can't take it. They can't take scrutiny of this image that they've crafted of themselves.
I mean, the worst part for all this shit is, no one can be direct anymore.
Yeah.
No one can have a conversation. Like, the art of conversation is lost. That's why podcasting is so popular, because people like people having real conversations, or even guided ones.
Yeah.
So, like, people don't know how to deal with confrontation. People don't know how to deal with disagreeing with someone. So it's like, it's dangerous. It's gonna be wrong. It's just
social skills are being
it's
lost.
tribalism is what it is, and you get in this echo chamber. I mean, this shit's been said over and over again, but we're all addicted to that shit.
Yeah.
We're all on it.
Yeah.
Like, so it's like, you know.
Yeah. Nobody can tell me nothing. I know everybody, including myself, and I'm not out excluding myself from this. I go to sleep with my phone. I wake up with my phone. I shit with my phone. I used to take a shower with my phone. Like, the phone's the first thing I see when I wake up. It's the first thing that I see when I go to sleep. And I'm not a super heavy social media user. Yeah. Like, I don't scroll through Instagram. Like, I don't scroll through. Well, nobody uses Facebook except old people, but
I like Facebook. Facebook is the most honest social media.
Generation, the millennials are the cutoff. Like, halfway through the millennials, you get a strong cutoff on Facebook.
I get all my news on Facebook. That's where I get all. That's my news source right there.
But I
Facebook.
mean, I'm more of like a YouTube video guy. Like, I don't spend time on TikTok and stuff. But, you know, most people still, like, it's too easy. Like, these things were built by scientists that were way smarter than any of us will ever be. The leading neuroscientists, psychologists, etc. in the world. Yeah. And so, I mean, we're addicted to them. I mean, I see most kids nowadays are raised by tablets. Like, I'm sure you guys have seen it. Like, I mean, it's just too convenient. It's too convenient. It's
not my kid. My kid, we don't own a tablet in my house. So
it's a smart decision. You know, most people I don't think should, but at the end of the day, most parents I know in my generation, like age group 25 and under, like some of the stupidest people on earth, admittedly, but like
I was a dumb fuck. Yeah. I'm still dumb.
But like most parents like will hand their kid a tablet like the entire day while they sit on their own phone, and they never almost rarely interact, you know.
Yeah. Unless
they're doing something bad or something like that. And that's how you get behavior issues and stuff. You know, my generation I think was like the first ones to really get fucked up by the internet, because it became prominent like halfway through my teenage years, like where social media like Instagram, Facebook, etc. became super accessible. The iPhone revolutionized the internet. You know, you could carry it around in your hand now, and suddenly like people no longer talked as much, and now fucking 1 in 4 of us has autism. I'm sure if you notice, you talk to anybody, I won't say anybody, but a lot of people under 26 in particular, they don't have much going on in their head. Like, in terms of real things, in terms of valuable things, you know, they don't know anything about the world. It's just more about, hey, you want to talk about celebrities or clips or what's going viral on the internet right now. It's nothing of substance. They don't know about their community. They don't know about the world, finances, education, politics. None of it matters. It's just like, I'm in generation now.
Damn.
With the attention spans ruined because we've condensed everything to 20, 30-second shorts.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, your attention span is dog shit now.
Man. But mine's always been trash. Honestly, I have.
I have ADHD.
Yeah, I have ADHD. So like, my shit's yeah. I mean, my kid doesn't have a tablet. We don't do that. We also like limit his TV, so it forces me to interact with him. So like, but you do see it a lot. You do see parents. I don't judge. Like, There's times where I wish I could just throw a fucking tablet in front of him. There's times where I give him an extra half an hour of TV because I'm like, fuck it, like,
Yeah.
I need to chill. But I interact with him. I think
Life's about balance.
Yeah, and I was blessed enough to where like I work from home. I work for myself, so I'm with him every day. So like I get to be with him every day. He rolls with me, and we go buy clothes. We go figure out like how to do all that. So it was a blessing. But he's almost 3 now. They get active, bro. Like you need to keep him busy. You need to like because he's gonna find something to do. Yeah. He'll find something. Like if not, he will figure it out. It might not be the right thing to do. He might start throwing eggs on the floor. He might start unraveling toilet paper just because he wants to. But it's that's on me.
Yeah.
Idle hands, bro. my dad. I'm Mexican. My dad. There was never time to play. So there's always something to do.
Yeah.
So like he's 2, but hey, bro, you can pick up your toys.
Yeah.
Hey, like why don't you pick up your toys and then we'll pick some more to play with. Or involve him in some shit. Really, I figured out. Sometimes as a parent, you just unlock you figure something out. And I figured out all I gotta do is hand him some shit. Mm-hmm. If I'm unloading the groceries, I'll pull out the fabric softener, the tissues.
Yeah.
And I go, here, can you hold this for me? Can you help me? He's like, oh yeah, yeah. I'm good. he's like, yeah. I was like, oh dude, thank you. I go, thank you for your help, bro. And then you just gotta make him feel like he's doing it. And then it's like, oh, I unlocked that, and it just boom, it changed everything. Because before you're like, God, you're like, what the fuck, like, bro, like. I don't hit you, but that don't mean I don't want to. Like, So, but yeah, the social media aspect is like, there's pros and cons. It's anything. Again, it's people.
Yeah.
It's just us, bro.
We're imperfect, so we build imperfect
things. And it's just, it was funny because we're talking about acid, and I went to visit my family in Mexico. We went and we were like. And I like when I go out there, my dad's like, "Hey, we're working, bro." So it's like we gotta work now. So I wake up with him, I go work, and my cousin's smoking crystal meth out of a light bulb. And he was, and like they were clowning me because I was smoking weed. Like, oh, you smoke weed, bro? Like, what the like you're a loser. And then he's like, you should smoke this. I was like,
way better for you.
I was like, nah, bro, I'm good. I was like, I'm good. And he was talking to me about meth the way we talk about mushrooms and acid. It's like, it's a spiritual journey, bro. Like, so, like, it's like I don't sleep and shit. I get so much done. I'm like, bro, you are tweaked out of your mind, bro. And it's just funny because it's all subjective. Like, it's all like.
Yeah.
They were looking at me like I was a burnout loser because I was like, bro, we were cutting sugar cane and I took a break to smoke weed, and they're like, oh, you smoke weed? Like, that's gross. Like, you're a loser. I was like, what? They're doing blow. They're fucking smoking meth. I'm just like, this is crazy. It's just like, to them, I was a loser. I'm like,
we only do shit that makes us go faster.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I was smoking it with my asshole. I was putting it right into my asshole and like inhaling through my butt. So yeah, I was fucking keystering my
smoke.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
I used to strip. That's why I did that.
So is there anything that you guys like wanted to brush past or talk about before we wrap this up soon?
I mean,
anything I missed that you guys want to go over? Maybe you guys had something.
No.
I mean, just thanks for having us.
Man, I really appreciate you guys coming.
Austin's a cool spot. I'll definitely be back. I'll try to come out here a few times throughout the year. And no, it's a cool comedy scene. People are cool. I had a good time. I'm leaving on Friday, a few days. So got a show tonight. If you're listening live, I know thousands of you are. It's at the Piano Bar.
The Piano Bar.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And where is that? Is that downtown?
Yeah, it's no, I think it's down the street.
Yeah, it's like a couple blocks down.
I should know the name. I'm a trash can person.
Yeah. You guys go ahead and plug in your social medias, etc. real quick.
Oh
Instagrams.
Yeah. My Instagram is fresh horseradish. And all my shit's there in the bio, so.
Perfect.
Yeah, my Insta is Steve Owens. It's like a SteveEOENDS. So like the end of the sidewalk.
Okay. Any YouTubes, TikToks?
No.
No.
Nothing worth mentioning.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
The show tonight's at Rocky's Piano Bar.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Cool.
Well, guys, it's
Appreciate
been a
you.
blast. Any closing thoughts? Anything you guys want to shout out to the crowd before you go?
I'm trash.
Mhm.
No, but we'll be back. Like Austin was it was a good experience overall. You know, just lots of culture, lots of things to learn.
And definitely next time you guys come back, come catch up with me again. Let's do this again.
Yeah,
Cool, I'm down.
It was it was a blast. We had a great conversation. I think we almost did an hour and a half, maybe almost two. Okay, great. Yeah. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
And I think we had a fucking amazing conversation the entire time.
Yeah.
It's been
Oh,
rolling.
same.
Perfect.
Those little hits of weed got me though. I'm just sitting there like, oh no, here
Yeah. Owens was fried.
Yeah.
the blanket is coming
But
over my face.
you guys both did very well. You guys both did very well. So that'll be all, guys. This has been another episode of the Austin Comedy Network podcast. We are out.
Deuces.